Hello, everyone. Welcome to my live. Just wanted to quickly check. Can you guys hear me? We have to do this weekly because, just to make sure we start off on the right leg. Let me know if you can hear me. Can you hear me? Let's see. Can you hear me? Yes, just put in the chat. Just let me know if you can hear me. We'll wait for a few more minutes for a few more people to join the live session so we can get started. Let me know. Let me know. In the meantime, I'm actually going to pin a comment here in case you guys are not aware. I'm going to pin this right here because I'm going to talk about it later on. So, hi, everyone. Oh, hi, Patience. How are you? Yes, you can hear me. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Amazing. So let's just wait for a few more minutes, like a minute or so, to see who's going to join. We're going to jump straight into today's topic. But as we're waiting for people to come online, kindly let me know, where are you tuning in from? Are you tuning in from the US, the UK, Nigeria? Like, let me know where you're tuning in from. Just use the chat section to just let me know. Little Shine, hi, hello, good to see you again. Kola Wale say, are you on TikTok? Guys, I'm on all platforms. I'm on TikTok. I think right now on TikTok, I have over 200,000 people following me. So I would assume most people here are on TikTok. So please definitely check me out, Sassy Funke on TikTok. Kola Wale said UK. Good. Nice, nice. Same as me. I'm in the UK at the moment, London to be specific. I did say, yes, we can hear you. Perfect. Stephanie, hi, Stephanie. Hello from Atlanta. Atlanta, my city. I love Atlanta. Augustine said Italy. Ooh, I don't think we had anybody from Italy recent live. So it's really good to have you here, Augustine. Debola said from the USA. Incredible, incredible. So as that's coming up, you know what? Just let me know where you're coming from, and I'm going to definitely touch on that. So let's jump to the topic of this live session. Essentially, before you book any flight to Nigeria in 2026, there are things that you need to understand, not just about ticket prices, which we all love, right? But also about airport enforcement, compensation rights, very big right now, and how Nigerians treat Nigerian routes in general. So tonight, we're going to be covering what most Nigerians don't think about until it's too late, right? So I just want to get a quick poll done. How many of you guys are planning to travel to Nigeria this year? Just to get a sense. I'm going to put up a poll now for you guys to quickly let me know if you're planning on traveling to Nigeria this year. Is it on your cards? Let me see. Are you see? Amazing. So there's a poll coming up right now. All you have to do is just vote. Are you planning to travel to Nigeria this year? Yes or no? Just so I get a sense of who is thinking about. Yes. Okay, let me see here. Who else? Makonjola Latif. Hello from Paris. Lovely. Good to have you here. How's France? Is it cold at the moment? I think like London has been insane, like weather, but today's much better. Bolaji, hi Bolaji, good to see you. Hi Funke, connecting from Amsterdam. Good to see you again. Emmanuel said from United Kingdom, Scotland. That's my Scotland has a piece of my heart because I went to school in Scotland. So good to see you. Bloomy Kane said, hello from St. Louis, Missouri. Never been. I love the what's it called? How wide the breadth of where everyone is tuning in from. Kingdom Queen, hi, good to see you there. Lil Shine, probably yes, if not next year. Nice. So just vote in the poll just to let me know if you guys are planning. Bolaji said, Funke, nice outing at the Royal Albert Hall. Nice reel. Thank you so much. So if you guys are not following me on Instagram, you should follow me on Instagram. So that's what Bolaji is referring to. I did a reel. I went to the Royal Albert Hall earlier on this week to watch one of the Cirque du Soleil show, Ovo. It was a beautiful night. Like, it was so good. It was, yes. I think I'll be sharing more reels like that. So if you enjoy that, definitely be tuned in to my Instagram page a little bit more. Debola said yes in May. Fantastic. Frederick said, I live in Southeast 18, Southeast London. Nice to have you here. Kingdom said, sorry, I'm having audio issues. Ooh. I think everybody can hear me. So maybe you have to restart your platform. Bloomy came sent from St. Louis. Okay, Guys, I love the fact that everyone's coming from so far. So thank you for tuning in today. As always, I always say this, that this platform really is, or this live session is, a gateway so that you guys can connect with me on a more chilled level. Not me always giving you Lagos airports, advice. It's, I'll talk about a topic, but more importantly, if you have any specific questions you want to ask me about anything, literally anything, feel free to share it on here. It's really difficult for me to respond to DMs. I do, but I can't do it as frequently. So I created this live session to enable you guys to ask your questions freely. In about quite a number of us on the chat right now, can you guys give this? I want the number of people on the chat to match the likes. I feel like the likes are so low. By you guys clicking the likes, essentially tells YouTube that this life is something is happening, and it shares, it basically notifies other people to join our live session. So please give it a thumbs up, so we can actually match the number of people on the live. It's free. It's free. Nobody's charging you anything. All right, so let's jump into a few things, right? First of all, let's talk about Nigerian airport reality shift. I shared a video on my channel today about cash declaration. I'm not sure if you've seen that video, but like Nigerian airports is becoming, I think, the airport that we actually all hope it will become with regard to, enforcement. For example, cash declaration is awareness. If you guys don't know, you might not be aware of this, but and it's similar for other countries too. You cannot enter or leave Nigeria. You should not enter or leave Nigeria with $10,000 or more without declaring it. Declaring it essentially just means informing the customs. There's actually a website where you can, declare, or you can declare physically when you're at the airport. And the importance of doing this is that if for any reason you don't declare it, that amount can be seized because they'll start investigating how did you get the money and whatnot, and it can delay your flight. I did a whole video on that, so you can definitely check that out on my channel. I posted it earlier this afternoon, so definitely check that out. I know a lot of people would say, Funke, if I declare, they might beg me for money. If your money is legit, you can definitely escalate anyone trying to swindle you or trying to take your money. So I feel like Lagos Airport has become a lot better now with regard to even the management of the airport. And yeah, so have no fear there. Okay, let me just touch on some of the. Okay, first of all, the poll, 92% of you guys are saying that you are. Oh, wow. Please, more people should vote, but it seems most people are actually going to be going to Nigeria this year. I will leave the poll there whilst I go through the chat section. Let's see who else here. Sam said, Sassy, hope you're good. I'm well, thank you. Damlola said, hello from Italy. I love it. So many from Italy today. Sam, guys, who would like to visit Uganda? I love to visit, and I'm looking for a pair. Maybe we should do our Sassy Funke travel group to Uganda. Maybe that's an opportunity. Opayemi said, hello from Canada. Good to see you here, Opayemi. Yemi said, the city of brotherly love. I didn't know that was Philadelphia. Brotherly love. Is that? Oh, interesting. Good to know. Christian said, hello, Funke, joining from Montreal, Canada. Montreal Jazz Festival has a special place in my heart too. Yes, Bolaji said, yes, that is a general rule at all airports across all over the world. Yes, that $10,000 amount that you have to declare if you have it in cash. Interestingly enough, in the UK, it's actually £10,000 or more, not $10,000, which is a little bit more than $10,000. So if you have $10,000 and you're coming to the UK, you don't have to declare it in the UK because it's not up to £10,000. Just to say. Amazing. Okay, so I'm going to end the poll. Okay, actually, let me just leave the poll for a few more minutes just to see. But so far, 93% of you guys said you're going to be traveling to Nigeria this year, which is fantastic. Fantastic, fantastic. With that said, I'm going to jump into the next sort of segment of this live session, which is about compensation. Compensation Nigerians ignore. I am not sure if you guys are following me on Instagram, but recently, about 2 days ago, I posted a video talking about compensation, and it was related specifically to an incident that happened at Lagos Airport where I believe a Lufthansa flight was delayed for over, I think it was even 48 hours, 2 days. I'm not sure if you guys have seen that. Let me know in the chat section if you've seen that video. And essentially what I did in that video was just explain EU compensation rules that a lot of people might not be aware of. So Budgie said, I've seen that video. Fantastic. If you haven't seen it, it's on I've pinned it to my Instagram page, Sassy_Funke, in case you don't follow me on Instagram, Sassy_Funke, go check it out. But what I'll do now is just quickly explain essentially what the EU compensation law states, right? This is what it states. The EU compensation law entitles passengers to up to 600 euros for flight delayed by 3+ hours, cancelled or overbooked within the EU, or arriving from abroad on an EU carrier. Compensation depends on the distance and the delay length, provided the cause is within the airline's control, not extraordinary circumstances. So just some key highlights of that is, if the distance of your flight is 1,500 kilometers or less, you get 250 euros for the delay, for 3+ hour delay. If it's between 1,500 and 3,000 kilometers, you get 400 euros for the 3+ hour delay. If it's over 3,500 kilometers, essentially that is the length between Nigeria and the EU, we fall under that bracket, you get 600 euros for the delay, right? And aside from that, a lot of people don't know this, is that the airlines have a right to care, whereby they have to provide you food, drink, accommodations for long delays. So for example, that flight that was delayed for Lufthansa, that was delayed for like 48 hours, you are entitled to get a hotel room, right, by the airline. If they don't give you one, you can always claim that. But it's really key to understand that there are exceptions to the rule. They will not compensate you if, for example, it was extraordinary circumstances. So, for example, if it was like a huge flood or a tornado or something that is out of their control, you will not be compensated. If it was, severe weather or air traffic control strikes or security risk, you will not be compensated. But if it's something that is operational within the airline's own, it's within their remit to fix, right? Then you would be compensated. But I did also share with everyone that essentially, if you're not quite sure, does this fall under, is it exempt or not? And you don't want to go through the process of, fighting with the airline back and forth, you can use this service. And just a disclaimer, it's an affiliate link, so I do get a commission, but it does not affect how much you get, right? So I'm just going to share that here. So if you wanted to check, and the beauty of this thing is a lot of people forget that they think that it has to be an incident that happened right now, like this week. If, for example, your flight was delayed on a flight that happened last year, you can still claim for that delay. So you can think back at all your flights and say, oh my God, this one was delayed. Literally use this link to help you, because this is for Europe and the UK, and they'll check for you. They'll check. You don't have to pay anything. You only pay them if they, there's a claim and they win something for you, whereby they take a percentage of your money. So honestly, you can go back as 2 years. Any delays that you've had between the EU, just use that link, put their details in there, and they'll figure it out whether or not you can claim something or not. Many Nigerians do not claim. We're one of the, even Nigerians, Africans, we're one of the biggest markets in the world, whereby we leave money on the table when it comes to compensation. And I understand the reason why we do this is because we, as Nigerians specifically, we're used to not knowing our rights, or we're used to living in a society whereby our rights are often trampled upon, whereby to fight for your rights is costly, right? So I know that's the reason why many people don't file for compensation, but definitely make sure you file. It's free money. Why not? You have rights. You have rights. Okay, let me look at some of the comments in the chat. Okay, Little Shine said, I saw the video. Fantastic. Christian said, yes, I did see the video and told my own story with the lost bag. Yes. And I think it's really important to bring out Christian's comment there about the lost bag. Filing for compensation for delays is one thing. If they lose your bag is another thing. If they delay your bag is another thing. You can claim for those things separately. It's not just one claim. The compensation I talked about the 600 euros, is about the delay. But if you have any other issues, you can claim for those things separately. Important. Um, Grace, okay, Lil Shine said, I hope those passengers are fully compensated. I'm sure they will be. Lufthansa is a decent airline. They will always do the right thing. But of course, you can use the link I shared to check compensation. Graceful Not said, is it still possible to travel to Nigeria with expired passports? This is a recurring question I get regularly. And the answer is always, I'm going to share a proper video on it next week or so. But the answer is this. Is it possible? Yes. The only caveat is the airline that you're flying has to say it's okay for you to travel with your expired passport. Nigeria is okay with you arriving with an expired Nigerian passport. So it's the airline that you're going to be traveling with. And I always avoid, people always ask me, Funke, can you create a list of airlines that accept? I can't, because an airline that accepts today can say tomorrow you're not accepting, right? So you have to reach out to them yourself and, have that conversation. Bolaji said, Funke, I've just been compensated for my canceled flight from Rome to Amsterdam this past January due to adverse weather conditions. I filed the claim myself. Amazing. See, again, and actually it's very, very important and I'm glad you brought that up, Bolaji, because I'm always talking about Lagos routes. It doesn't matter. It can be a European route. The distance is what affects the amount you get paid. But if delays or cancellations happen in Europe, you should still file. Of course, please, you can file for yourself. But if you don't, I think a lot of people are so lazy about filing and that's why I brought up the link, that just let somebody else sort that out for you. Alsam said, please, let's do the Uganda. I'm in the UK too. You guys, this is our trip, and it has to happen. If not this year, early next year, we need to plan a Sassy Funke family, YouTube family, because we're family here. True. Frank said, England, Essex in the house. Nice to have you here, Frank. Nice to have you. Alsam said, that's true, Funke. Even to claim back NHS surcharge, most Nigerians don't claim it back. Yes, we have this culture of not claiming it, which we need to, because we're always looking for money. So I don't understand why we don't like to claim for things, Prof D590 said, can I travel to Nigeria with a foreign passport and a visa? Of course you can. Absolutely, you can. Lil Shine said, I think these EU carriers know that Africans don't file for compensation due to lack of knowledge. Sassy, maybe you need to go on the Nigerian TV channels and spread the message. Honestly, I actually thought about that. Maybe in terms of my information, I need to even reach out, speak on radio. I feel like Nigeria, we don't really, YouTube, Instagram, most Nigerians are not there. But I feel like when it comes to radio, that is definitely somewhere where, as in, Nigerians are always listening. So maybe when I'm in Nigeria next, which will be soon, it's something I'll definitely consider, sharing this knowledge with, more Nigerians, essentially. Okay, amazing. So I'm going to close the poll now. So 92% of you guys said that you will be going to Nigeria this year. Amazing. So as we're going along, if you're new here, good to really have you here. As I said, this platform is a place for you to ask your questions. If you have any questions about anything and everything, please feel free to ask. And I noticed again, you guys, our people on the channel and the likes and thumbs up are not matching. It's not matching. It's like 50%. Can you please like? It's free. It's free. And also, actually, one of the big things I started last week, I'm not sure if you guys are aware, if you don't follow me on Instagram, is that I created a WhatsApp channel. It's a Sassy Funke, Travel Insiders WhatsApp channel. It is not somewhere where there's going to be spam, because I myself don't like spam, right? But essentially, it's a private WhatsApp channel where I'm going to be sharing mostly a few travel updates here and there, but mostly flight deals. Whenever I see really good return deals, whether it's from Lagos outbound or from America, Canada, Toronto, Houston, London, Manchester, Aberdeen, Germany, Paris, I'm going to be sharing incredible flight deals that I think is amazing for you. It's going to be really, really cheap and good. So I've created a WhatsApp group whereby I'll share the specific link, whereby if you can click on the link, you can go directly to the price. But as you guys know, prices can change anytime. So it's important, if you want these deals, because I can't share all of them on my Instagram, join the WhatsApp channel. I have put the link. I've pinned it to this chat section. I'm not sure if you can see it. Let me know. And I actually want to ask how many of you guys have joined my. Let me see. Have you joined? Let me see. Have you joined my private WhatsApp channel? I want to know. I want to know like how many because I think it's less than a week old, to be honest. I think right now we have over 300 people in it, which is actually quite incredible. Like, so have you joined? No, have you joined my private WhatsApp channel or not? Let me know. Yes, no, yes, no. I want everyone to vote. Let's vote. It's free. Remember, voting is free. Okay, Sam said, Funke, maybe you can spread the awareness at parties because we love doing parties. Ooh, I like the thinking there. I like, you know what? Meet Nigerians where they are. Imagine having a small QR code too, where I just, that's actually very smart. That's actually very smart. At parties, I'll start informing people. I didn't think about that, but thank you for that tip. See, that's why I love these live sessions. You guys just give me ideas on how to execute better. So thank you for that, Elsa. Lara said, yes, I'll be going to Nigeria. Amazing. Good, good, good. I think I have like plans to go to Nigeria maybe 3 times again this year. So I can't wait. I'm looking forward to going. Maya Academia said, can you talk about Nigerian currency more, please? Okay, Maya, can you, or my Academia Power, can you expand specifically what do you want me to talk about Nigerian currency? Like, let me know. Okay, so 75% of you guys say you've not joined my private WhatsApp channel. You guys, the link, I'm going to put the link again because I pinned it, but in case you can't see it, I am going to just put it in the comments again. I want you guys to join now. Like, join now. I'm going to be check. Let me check. Let me check right now if you guys are joining. And if you've joined already, switch it to yes. Let me know you've joined already so I can actually check. Look at me. I'm like, I'm on this. We must grow this year. Okay, slowly we're growing. More people. I want everyone that's on here to join. So it should be, I should have about a couple more people. Oh my goodness. I love the sessions with us. It's like our vibe session. Okay, so with that said, again, if you have more questions, feel free to jump on there and put your questions in the chat. I'm now going to go to like more like the third segment and to focus on the 3 things I believe Nigerians need to consider before booking flights home, right? So firstly, let's talk about the transit visa traps. You guys may be aware of what transit visas are. And if you're not, essentially a transit visa is a visa that allows you to connect through a country on the way to your final destination. So for example, if you're flying from Canada to Nigeria and you're flying Lufthansa, it would be, let's say, Toronto to Germany, Frankfurt to Nigeria. The question is, do you need a visa, a transit visa? Since you're not staying in Germany, but you're passing through, do you need a visa to transit through Germany? You need to check that before you book your tickets, because depending on the passport you have, depending on the visa you have, you might be exempted from getting a visa. But if you only have a Nigerian, it depends anyway. So basically check that, because I've gotten so many emails from people saying, oh, Funke, they refused me from boarding because I didn't know I needed a visa. Really important. When you see a cheap deal, an incredible cheap deal, before you jump on it, pause and say, do I need a transit visa? That's important. The second thing to consider is the short connections, right? It's really important to check whether or not, how long the connection is, right? So I always tell people, depending on the airport. So for example, I'm not sure if you see my Turkish Airlines flight review. I flew Turkish from London to Lagos by Istanbul. That airport is humongous, like humongous. I'm a fit person, but even me walking through that airport, I got tired. I was like, it's beautiful airport, but I was like, when will I get to this, my gates? As in, what is this? Is this cardio? So it's important to make sure you have enough connection time to transit, because most times you have to go through scans and whatnot again. So it might take time. So, give yourself, if you're a new traveler, first time traveler, 3 hours between. If you're not, you're a frequent flyer, maybe 2 hours. But also factor in the fact that the flight that you're taking might get delayed, which might shorten your connection time for transit. So it's very, very important. Oh, Alsam said, yes, I have joined. Thank you, Alsam. Kingdom Queen said, join. Thank you. Lil Shine said, I like the live. Thank you so much. I'm glad you're enjoying it. Enjoying it. Okay, so the third thing to consider before booking flights, and I mentioned this already, is the airport size realities, right? Your transit airport, how big is it? If it's humongous, factor that into the connection time you have when you're booking your flight. So essentially, when you're looking at your flight options, make sure the connection time is sufficient enough for you to make your next connecting flight calmly and not stressed. Really important. Also, I think it's important to consider the airline route reliability. Like, is this a reliable airline? It might be cheap, but is it reliable? I won't say too much. Decode that. Of course, you need to consider peak season pricing. A lot of people are like, oh, from how can I get cheap tickets? If you're flying it at a peak time, whether it's the summer holidays, Christmas, on average, it's going to be more expensive than not. So it's really, really important. Also, luggage is something I find quite interesting. I think a lot of people, when booking flights, I've noticed a lot, they do not check how much luggage that is part of their allowance, right? A lot of people in the past used to think that, okay, if you're flying to Nigeria, it is just you always get an economy 2 times 23 kilos. People just think that's standard. But airlines are now pricing in a way whereby if you don't want any suitcase, this is your price. If you want one suitcase, this is your price. If you want two suitcases, this is your price, right? And I know a lot of people just tend to pick the cheapest one, not knowing that that one does not include any suitcase. And I got emails saying, "Funke, can you imagine? I booked a ticket. When I got to the airport, they said that it's not included." I'm like, but did you check when you were booking? Like, it was cheap for a reason. So always verify and check what your booking actually has, the amount of suitcases that you require. Very, very important. It might be cheap for a reason because there's no suitcases included in it. So that's really, really important. Really, really important. What else? Okay, really, really important also is whether or not what you're booking is refundable or non-refundable, right? And if it's non-refundable, what are the costs for changing? So, for example, if you change, dates, if you change, um, the dates, yeah, you have to pay a different price. But I think a lot of people forget this, that there are two, when it comes to change fees, there are two fees. There's a standard fee, and then I can say, if you're changing the date, you have to pay $150. But it's not just the $150. You also have to pay for the fare difference. So if, for example, that particular fare was $300 for the date that you initially booked, if it's for another date and it's like $1,000, you would have to pay that $150 plus 1,000 minus 300. See? So it's not just that price. A lot of people think, but they only say it's £150 or $150 to change. No, that is just standard. For you to disturb us, you have to pay. And the additional is for the fare difference. I hope that has been insightful. Like, let me know. Let me know. I actually want to ask a quick question, actually. So I'm going to put up a poll right now with regard to what are your preferences. Okay, so please, if you haven't joined, I'm going to end that poll now. 79% of you said you haven't joined. Join now, I beg. Please help it go. Help my hustle. Please join. It's pinned up there for you guys to check it out. So I'm going to ask another poll, because I love polls, to be honest. I love creating these polls. Let me see. I want to know what you guys value more. And if you opt for the third, it depends. I want you to leave a comment in the chat section as to it depends on what, essentially, right? So my question is very simple. I want to know whether you prioritize, meaning do you pick the cheapest or the fastest when you're traveling to Nigeria? Wherever you're from, like, do you prefer the cheapest, the fastest, or it depends? Like, let me know what your okay, let me. I've put up the poll there. Please vote and let me know where it's the fastest or the cheapest you prefer. Let the truth prevail. So, what's the process to join your WhatsApp group? There is no process. Simply click the link. That's it. Like, there's no fee. There's no nothing like that. All you do to do is click the link and yeah, click the link. Let me see. Yeah, just click the link. So Emmanuel just said join. Click the link. The link is pinned to the top of this chat, so you can definitely check that out. Check that out. Yes. Thank you so much, guys, for joining. Thank you for joining. Please make sure you share it in your family WhatsApp group too. Like, let's make it a family, you know, a family, yeah, a family WhatsApp channel, essentially. And as I said, I do not like spam. I'm not a fan of spam. So I will not spam you. If it's not value, you already know me. If it's not of value, if it's not a great deal, if it's not going to help you navigate travel better and smarter as a Nigerian, I will not share it. Like, just know that. So it's going to be an incredible platform. As I said, and I mentioned, please, if you have questions, like, this is the platform. Because right now, the segment, I've done all the 3 topics for tonight. So it's now open for live Q&A. So let me know. Let me know if you need any advice about anything. Let me know. Like, I'll be waiting. Like, ask questions in the chat. And also, if you have any topics for me to, or any video ideas you would love for me to share in the next couple of weeks or months on my platform, I would love to also hear from you. And I want to actually know, what do you guys enjoy most about my platform? Like, I actually want to know that. So that also helps me drive the content that I create, because I always tell people I don't create for vanity. I create to actually help you guys navigate travel better and smarter. So let me know why you actually follow me. Like, what is the reason? What do you come on to my platform for? Let me know. Guys, don't be shy. Who should be the first? Oh, everyone's quiet. You guys, it's like a family dinner table. Oh. Everybody has to say something. Let's say something. Let's say something. On a different note, as you guys, I'm waiting for you guys to write something. I will be traveling soon to Greece. You guys, you're going into a holiday, because this London weather is not something I can I can yes, I can handle for too long. Search for sorry if I'm butchering. I'm Paul. You said peace. When you say peace, what do you mean peace? I don't understand. Did I please expand what you mean by peace in reference to what I said? Like, or what? Let me know. Let me know. Let me know. So far the poll, you guys have been voting. Do you prioritize cheapest or fastest when it comes to travel? 53% of you said fastest, okay. And 24% said cheapest so far. Another 24 said it depends. Let the truth prevail. Drop the question and said, are there any stress of traveling with a British passport to Nigeria, like ETA? Are there any stress of traveling with a British passport to Nigeria, like ETA? What do you mean? Do you mean if you have a British passport and you travel with an emergency travel, so an ETA? Like, please expand. I'm not really quite. I don't quite understand the question, so please, I'll be waiting for you to expand on there. Search for said Ekule. Thank you. Aditsuru, hi. I just joined your WhatsApp channel. Thank you. Thank you. Good to have you on there. Okay, Emmanuel said, I love this. More information about lounges, please. Okay, that's really good. And when you say lounges, is it specific to Nigeria or just globally? You just love for me to share more information about lounges globally? Or is it just maybe hacks of the best lounges? Like, let me know specifically what you would like. So actually create for that. Lil Shine said, I like the fact that your channel is geared towards African travelers. To be honest, when I created my platform in general, I realized there was just like, those Africans weren't being served in terms of content, right? When it comes to travel. And all the travel that I saw was more like vlogs and vlogs. And I'm very value driven. It's like, how do I help? Like, how how is my content helping you to make better decisions when it comes to travel? So thank you for that, because essentially that is the reason why I created my platform. It's, it's very Nigeria, Africa centered, and that's the plan for it to always be like that. So thank you for that. Let the truth prevail said, like ETA issues, electronic travel authorization issues, traveling to Nigeria. Um, when you have a British passport and you want to come to Nigeria, you need to get a visa, right? So that is, that is what you would need. You need to get a visa. Al Sam said, let okay, I think responding to Let V, you will need a visa. Yes, if you're traveling to Nigeria with a British passport, of course you do that. Al Sam said, for me is your voice, and I would like to meet you one day. I think I said so on the live a few weeks ago that this summer, I promise, I am going to do a meet and greet, my first ever one. I'm quite shy. Like, you guys don't believe, I'm actually very shy. So I've been postponing it forever, but I'm going to gather courage and do a meet and greet in London. And I'll let you guys know about maybe a month before, if that's enough notice for people that are, I know a lot of people are like, oh, I'm in Europe, I'm in Paris, I'm in Italy, I want to come. Definitely, I'll let you know at least a month or a month and a half before, so that we connect. Because I really would love to actually meet you guys in person. I feel like we're a family, but online, we need to move from being online to being in person. I think it's important, because this digital lifestyle, I don't know, it lacks authenticity. I feel like, I don't know. Yeah. Search for Uru. If you can get an American Express or Access Bank, you get land access. Yeah, so there's, thanks for bringing that up. Search for Euro, because I think there's a lot of information about credit cards you can get that gives you land access, and I really want to share more specific um, details on that with you guys, even in terms of points, how to navigate points. Um, I think a lot of Nigerians don't even join the African Fire program. Like, I know some of my friends are like heavy travelers and they don't collect points. And I'm like, why? Like, it's free, you know? Little Shine, okay, in reference to let the truth prevail, a visa ETA is needed if you're traveling to Nigeria on a British passport, of course. Damilola said, I prefer cheaper and faster. I love it. I love it. You know what? And that's one of my plans also with regard to the WhatsApp channel, is for me to actually find deals that are not only cheap but also fast, right? And that is but those deals tend to go very quickly. That's why if I put it in the WhatsApp group, you guys have to rush it. Rush it. My Academy Power said, is it better for tourists to use cash or card, or are US dollars accepted locally? Okay, I understand what you mean now. So I always advise travelers to Nigeria to travel with US dollars, right? US dollars is not accepted locally, but it can be changed easily, right? It's often better to take your dollars to Nigeria, change it to local currency. The value you get is quite high, and a lot of times, card operators may block your card and you'll not be able to use your card in different places. And I think in terms, Nigeria still is quite a cash society, right? Especially in the markets and whatnot. People still take cash a lot. So I would say definitely bring in US dollar cash and then change it. Don't change Naira in all these Naira for. I have friends that have changed Naira, maybe in Switzerland, it's or one of this, all these changing, and it's like this. They don't even have enough Naira, but they scam you. So bring your dollars to Nigeria and change it. Simple. Let the truth prevail said, can you state categorically if Air Peace meet the standard of British Airways? As I guess you must have flown both. You know what? Interestingly, I've not flown British Airways in a very long time. I've also not flown Air Peace in about a year or so, but I've actually been looking at some of the. I know Air Peace has not brought, but like they've brought on board some newer aircraft that I've seen, right? So I cannot say I plan to. Okay, let me just quickly end this poll before I continue. Most of you guys said you want, when it comes to, do you prioritize cheapest or fastest? 54%, over 50% said fastest, and another 50% said cheapest, so it depends. Thank you guys for sharing your thoughts on that. I love it when you guys engage with my polls. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, so back to let the truth prevail with regards to comparing Air Peace and British Airways. I have flown both. British Airways has been a while. Air Peace, I think it was last year or the year before I flew them. I don't know. I don't know. I think there are a lot of flight reviews online that you can check. Because I've not flown them in recent times, I don't want to compare. The issues I had with Air Peace in the past was that the entertainment system was not working, which was a bit of a that's basic, right? That it should be working. And there was no Wi-Fi. I did not like that. I don't know whether they've changed now with regard to the entertainment system consistently working, and whether there's Wi-Fi. I do not know. I have not really done any investigation on that recently. But of course, we know British Airways, the TV will be working. Yeah, but again, you have to ask yourself how much you want to spend, right? And if they're comparable, you check what is important to you. Do you care about Wi-Fi or don't you care about watching TV? Like you compare and decide what is. Yeah, so I can't say basically, but British Airways, there's a certain standard. We know Air Peace has been shaky in the past. I don't know whether or not they're smoothing their systems now. But yeah, I can put it to everyone. Actually, let's do another poll. Let's do another poll. Let me see for everyone. Simple. I'm just gonna ask Air Peace versus BA. Let me see Air Peace. Yes. Let's put the vote to the people. To the people. All right. So essentially, yes, I put it to the floor to everyone. Choose Air Peace versus BA. You guys decide. Davi Lola said, I followed you because I wanted to know more about information of all travel. Fantastic. I hope I have been living up to your expectations with that. So, well, thank you for following me. Cassandra said, what is a visa ETA, please? So Cassandra, a visa, I think let's not confuse what a visa and an ETA is. They're two separate things. A visa is, I guess, is a document you need to apply for entry for a country. So, for example, if you're a British citizen planning to travel to Nigeria, you need to get a visa, right, to enter Nigeria. Without the visa, you will not be accepted for entry in Nigeria. An ETA is actually what you call an electronic travel authorization. And typically, an ETA is something you can just apply for online. So, for example, now, I'm not sure if you guys are aware, but if you're a citizen of over 85 countries, for example, Canada, the US, if you want to travel into the UK starting the 25th of February, for example, you need to apply for an ETA. Whereas Nigerian passport holders coming to the UK have to apply for a visa. The Nigerians applying for a visa have to go to embassy, apply, give them documents, evidence before they can, interview, give them a visa. But applying for an ETA, Americans, Canadians coming to the UK, all they have to do is go on the website. So this website, pay, is it £16? Put their details and they get an ETA. Simple. So that's the difference between an ETA and a visa. I hope that was helpful. Aditoro said, I only love direct flights as I am not keen on changing at all. Me too, I love direct flights, but money is not easy to find these days. So many times I just take I said, it's depends on the money. If I have money, I'll do direct. If not, please, I'll do my what's it called? I'll do my connection. I think next time I'm flying, actually, I'm going to be flying KLM through Amsterdam. It's been a while since I've flown them, so I'm looking forward to that. Emmanuel said globally. I don't know. What do you mean globally? What do you mean by globally? Silver Gates Media said, I've been watching you from the US for a while, and I like how you share information about what to expect when visiting a certain country. Other than that, I think that you are very gorgeous. Thank you so much. Thank you for watching, for engaging. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Aditoro said, I am hoping to travel at the end of September and will choose the best airline rather than the cheapest and also direct. Interesting, actually, because I feel like there's some people that are very loyal to the airline. Aditoro, I want to know, what's your best airline? Let me know. Let us know what the best airline is. And I assume, are you coming from the US? Like, let us know your favorite airline. Okay, looking at the poll so far, you guys, more people should vote. I put up a poll asking Air Peace versus BA. Let me know. So far, 77% are saying BA and 29%. Okay, it's shifting. 71% BA, 29% Air Peace. We're shifting. Let me know. Like, more people should vote so we get a better sense of where people are with regard to their preferences. Cassandra said, thank you. You're welcome. JB, hello. Good to have you. Good to have you here again. Maponua said, BA is struck off. They are overpriced. Going for Air France to Abuja. Yes, I actually love Air France. As an Air France, I love them. And actually, I love their premium economy products. I think it's just nice. The planes are nice, spacious. I like their screens are huge. It looks new. Air France, I think I flew them to Spain from Lagos I think it was in August, and premium economy, and I really, really enjoyed their service. JB said, oh my God, I've missed a lot. Yes, you have. Where have you been? Like, I was like, I didn't see your name. I was like, why are you so late? With that said, we have approximately 12 minutes left on the live. So please, if you have any questions, feel free to share your questions. And please, if you're new on here, join my private WhatsApp channel where I'm going to be sharing more live deals, flight deals that you guys can book directly off from. So please join. Let me see. So far we have about 340 people this is it. Let me show you guys. Travel Insiders. It's a WhatsApp channel. So please make sure you join. The link is pinned. It's pinned. But I know I'm going to put it up again so you guys should join. In case you didn't see the link, I'm going to put it in the chat. I said, if nobody promotes you, you promote yourself. That's the way it is. This life, eh? Christian said, don't fly KLM. You could get your bag lost. With that said, it's really important. I always tell everyone, use an air tag. I do not travel without an air tag. I don't trust any airline. Any airline can lose your flight. I've flown KLM quite a number of times and they've never lost my bag. But again, in general, in this day and age, you should not be traveling without an air tag so you can see the location of your bag at any time. Very, very important. Ologun said, Air Peace still use the old 24-year 777 on their routes. If you type in the plane registration, you can find out these facts for yourself. Yes, I think, but I think I saw someone fly a route from Abuja to London, and the plane looked so nice. So yeah. Why not? Said Air France is smooth. Honestly, Air France is one like an airline that flies from Nigeria that I'm like, these people, they're decent. They're decent. JB said, I'll be turning on the notification. Please be turning on notifications. I tend to over promote these lives. Like even on the day off in the morning, I posted on my Instagram story, I posted in my broadcast, I posted, like, I didn't want you guys to miss it. So I really push. So the fact that you didn't see it, maybe you should start following me on Instagram properly. Maponua said, once upon a time, BA was the ideal as it was short flight to Nigeria. I flew Air France long haul to Manila and I liked their professionalism and the price was decent for premium. BA is £1,700 to Abuja. Yeah. BA is expensive. But yes, Air France, honestly, like the product is good. Al Sam said, Funke, please, do you have any info on British Nigerian citizens traveling to the US not allowed to travel to the US? Okay, I'll repeat that. Funke, please, do you have any information on British Nigerian citizens traveling to the US not allowed to enter the US? Thank you. If you're British Nigerian, you can travel to the US on your your British passport. Like I fall into that category. I'm British Nigerian. I just applied for an ESTA, which is similar to an ETA to go to the US. And yeah, I think my ESTA, I think ESTA's last 2 years, 2 years or 4 years. I think 2 years. So there is no restriction. The only restriction is if you're not given an ESTA and they say you should go and apply for a visa, then that's, but yeah, typically as a British citizen, irrespective of whether you're a dual national of Nigeria or not, you can enter the US unless there's yeah, you should be able to enter the US. Why not? Said, when is Airpeace coming to North America? Ha. I don't think that will happen. I don't think that will happen. I don't know if anybody knows. I won't say it here, but I don't think that will happen anytime soon. Do your research. Little Shine said, you need to apply for the Nigerian visa prior to departure. You'll be charging USD. I don't know why. Yeah, so if you're applying for a foreign national applying for a Nigerian visa, you have to apply for your visa prior. There's no visa on arrival anymore. Ologun said, why is Nigeria so expensive to fly to and from the US and Europe compared to flying to Joburg and Durban, which is also so much cheaper? I flew ATL to Joburg and it was cheaper than ATL to Lagos. Why now? I think a lot of factors, right? I think demand and supply is a huge one. I think also in terms of competition, right? How many airlines are flying from ATL to Lagos? you know, if there was more competition, prices would go down. Simple law, right? So I don't know in terms of like cost of operations, because I'm not in. People will say, "Oh, the cost of operating, all the taxes and things like that are different." Until we analyze and see all the data specifically, we can say anything, right? But I think competition is a huge one. Okay, Emmanuel said, I mean lounge globally. Fantastic. That's actually really good. Good. No, definitely. That's definitely something I would definitely look to create more on my platform. JB said, oh, I do follow you on Instagram and actually repost your videos on my stories. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You didn't follow me today then, because today I was giving back-to-back information about this live. But thank you for reposting my videos. I appreciate that level of support. It's Jib said, Virgin Airline to Nigeria from the UK. First time, any new experience to expect. Sorry, let me just repeat that. Virgin Airlines to Nigeria from the UK. First time, any new experience to expect. Firstly, I don't know if you guys know, like I'm probably one of the few people that actually does flight reviews regularly on the routes from Lagos to London, Lagos to the US or whatnot. And I've actually done a few flight reviews on Virgin recently. So definitely go check out on my Instagram page for sort of what to expect from that experience. But overall, I like Virgin. So yeah, that says a lot. Maponoa said, do you have any tips on getting cheaper deals to Nigeria for December 2026? The prices I'm seeing on direct flights are ridiculous, right? In general, December direct flights are going to be quite expensive. I think you just have to keep checking, right? And that's another reason why I created the WhatsApp channel, because once I see a cheap deal for December, especially, I'm going to post it on there. And those cheap deals they're not going to be often, because airlines will only just put maybe a few seats and then, so definitely follow the channel and I'll definitely be sharing deals in there. But overall, you have to keep looking. December is peak period. Airlines know that the demand is going to be high, so they will not make it cheap, right? For direct flights, definitely don't make it cheap, but it can be cheaper depending on when you're looking at, when you're looking. So again, join my private WhatsApp channel. It's pinned at the top of the chat. You can just click on there. There is no fee to join. There is no hoops to jump through. Just click on it, join, done. Little Shine said, in response to Ologun, because of the market barriers in the aviation, like why flights are expensive, going to Nigeria. Aditura said, yes, Sassy, you did, as I received the notification over an hour before. Amazing. So I'm glad you guys have received notifications of my, my live and whatnot. Thank you. Let the truth prevail said, how true is this statement that the characteristics of our airport officers have improved. To be honest, I fly quite a lot to Nigeria. Um, it has improved. As in, it has improved. It definitely has improved compared to the past. Of course, because there's so many different touch points, there's always beggars. That's just natural. I think like that whole begging thing about the airports, I understand why people are complaining about it, but I think we forget that the airport is a reflection of society at large. And society at large in Nigeria, we beg. Like everybody's begging, right? So to completely eradicate that, we have to eradicate the thinking up here. But overall, it's definitely improved. Quick pause to look at this poll results. I am actually quite surprised that the scales they're moving. They're moving. Comparing Airpiece to BA, 58% BA, 42% Airpiece. So the Airpiece is coming up. It's coming up. I like that. Fantastic. Um, Let me see. Oh gosh, guys, we have only a few minutes left. So I'm going to try and quickly wrap up all the questions that we have here. Let's see. Okay. Little Shine said, okay, you're responding to someone else. Okay. Let me see. Why not said, how do I apply to gain access to the MTN lounge at Murtala Mohammed, Lagos? How do you apply to get access? Really important to note that the MTN lounge is for customers. If you naturally spend a certain amount of money on your data plan, you get put into a program, which is called, I think, MTN procedure program. And and it's automatic, right? So if you spend enough regularly, you get access based on what you spend. I have a video on it, which goes into detail of specifics of how much you have to spend on whatnot. Definitely check that video out on my channel. And you should have your answer there. Lara said, Virgin Atlantic is always my favorite in Nigeria. The landing time in Lagos, that's where Virgin Atlantic wins. That landing time to Lagos is fantastic. And when they leave Lagos in the morning, actually more importantly, when you're leaving, because their flights tend to leave in the morning, whereby the others are late at night. Yeah, so that's a huge plus. Ologun said, are you going to China now so you can go visa free? You can go to the heavily Nigerian populated city Guangzhou for the first time in Asia. Honestly, I want to go to China. Like, it's definitely on my bucket list. Let me find some money so I can go. Yes, but it's definitely on my list. And as you said, British passport holders can now go visa free, which just makes the barrier to travel, makes it easier. Let's see. Ajoke Taiwo said, how does the UK e-visa affect those that already have an e-visa sticker visa? I believe you have to then like register it online or whatnot now. If you have a sticker, you actually have to just register in. But I'm planning to share more information on that this week. So stay tuned on my Instagram page. It's Jiba Crown said, I need more confidence from Airpiece to try them. Perhaps personal share. Yeah, like Airpiece, they're really trying. I think we cannot compare Airpiece to legacy airlines like British Airways and Virgin, right? To some level, I understand why we have to be patriotic because everybody starts from somewhere, right? I flew them, they were fine. Like when I flew Airpiece, it was just like, I didn't like the fact that entertainment system was not working. But aside from that, it was at that time anyway. Now they're a bit more pricey than before, but at that time they were significantly more affordable than the other airlines. And the jollof rice was like smoky. As in, the jollof rice on Airpiece is better than any jollof rice on Air France, Lufthansa, and Virgin. They cannot compare. So if it's food you like, and I think they do like pounded yam, egusi, like typical Niger food. So I think Nigerians need to give Airpiece a chance. I get it. It's like you cannot compare someone that's been in a race for how many years to someone that just started the race, So, and as Nigerians, always try your own, decide for yourself whether or not it's worth it. If you don't like it, you don't, at least you've tried. But I think it's always good to support in a way. I think it's always good. With that said, everyone, thank you so much. I have to, this has been an incredible live. I hope you guys really enjoyed this live. like it's been, I think it's been 2 weeks since we've been on live. So thank you so much for engaging always. Like you guys, your engagement has been fantastic. Your questions have been fantastic. It's always a pleasure to just to hang with you guys. Thank you so much. I really hope you have a fantastic week. I'm hoping to maybe in 3 weeks, not in two, in 3 weeks time, I'll probably come on live again. But I'll inform you guys on the community page. Yes, JB, let me just check. JB left a comment. I think food is definitely a compelling reason to try airpiece, but food isn't everything. Hello. Of course, you can buy food in your house, but it's always nice. It's always nice, you know. Kingdom Queen said, I enjoyed listening and learning. Have a blessed week, everybody. Yes, everyone, thank you so much. It's been an hour. It's been incredible. Like, I appreciate your love and support as always. If you have any more questions, like send me an email and I can collate them on our next live. I'll address them. With that said, have a great week. Have a great evening. And I will see you all soon. Bye. Ciao.